Good morning. Today I was going to fill everybody in on one of the greatest pieces of advice for a seller that nobody ever tells you, and that is having a pre-inspection. And typically when you go into escrow, the buyer has an inspection or five, physical inspection and termite inspection, mold inspection, your sewer lines. The most common are the termite and the physical inspection. And what we have our clients do, or we strongly suggest they do, is to have a pre-inspection. Because typically you get into escrow, the buyer has those inspections, and then everybody crosses their fingers and hopes and prays that nothing big comes up that would warrant a huge expense for the sellers or that would make the buyers not want to purchase the property. So what we do is we suggest having a company come out at the seller's choice and their expense. It's usually just a couple $100. And they investigate all the major systems of the property, plumbing, electrical, under the house, on the roof. And quite commonly, they find things that really aren't a big deal, but that could have been perceived as a big deal by the buyers. Such as we had a client that had a hole in her waistline, and it was raw sewage was going under the house. Now, that is a big deal, but we were able to clean it up and rectify the situation so that when the buyer came out, they're not looking at a bunch of raw sewage under the house, making them not even want to have that home as theirs. We've also had many times where there's just a basic scuff on the wall and the physical inspector has to call something out. So he says, oh, it looks organic in nature, so it must be mold. And now the buyer calls out a pricey mold inspection and everybody's outraged. And just having that pre-inspection, the seller gets an opportunity to handle what item might come up and handle it in the fashion they want to handle it. It doesn't preclude them having a disclosure situation about it if something crazy is being fixed. But say it's a $2,000 or $3,000 fix that you weren't anticipating, you've already negotiated on your offer. If the buyer turns that up, now you're paying that money in addition, to what you've already accepted for their offer. If it's in advance, you can take that into consideration when you're pricing your home. So in any case, it's something we strongly recommend. We have a lot of other good tips up our sleeves. So if you're thinking of selling now, or even more importantly, in the future, where we can really give you some valuable information to help you make it a smooth sale and a smooth move. Have a great day.